Okay, welcome to our recap of February 24th to 28th for Young and the Restless. So, we're going to be talking about Victoria first, and she's still in a coma at the beginning of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Billy is visiting the kids with supervision at the ranch.
I know.
And they asked Sharon to go and check up on him to make sure that he's okay with the kids. So Sharon is there, overseeing sort of thing. Billy's a little offended at that.
Yeah. He's
But-
like, why do I need her to give me supervision of custody of my children? That doesn't make any sense.
But I can understand why, because
Yes.
Billy is basically a rebellious teen. Even now in his 30s, 40s, whatever age he is,
right.
he's still behaving like a rebellious teen. Because even his mom, Jill,
Created a job for him, and he's like, no, I'm okay, thank you.
yeah.
And she's like, no, you need this job
Yes.
to do something.
Keep yourself busy,
Keep yourself
out of
busy,
trouble.
otherwise, like,
Yeah.
you're
This
always
is, we're
having
not
problems.
asking you, we're
telling you that
need
you
a job.
have a job.
Yeah. But then he still walks away and, leaves. He ends up at Victoria's bedside.
Mm.
And I can't understand how he keeps getting access to this room with a guard
Exactly.
standing right there.
And it doesn't look like a hospital guard. It looks like Victor's personal guard
Mhm.
that he has hired with his...
who he would have told
Exactly, do not
let
allow
Billy in.
Billy in. So I don't understand how that
Yes.
worked out, but...
He got in there a couple times, and he was able to sit by Victoria. Even the mom noticed, but he still got back in again. And she woke up while he was there, and she freaked out.
And the way that she woke up, she's just like, who are you?
Well,
who are you?
Not who are
Yeah,
you?
no,
it's what
so-
are you
yeah.
doing here?
Yeah, what are you doing here? What are you doing here?
So I think
Get away from me.
I think she woke up thinking that he stabbed her. And then she was trying to clarify the information in her head of what happened, and she was just afraid because the last she remembers was she got stabbed. So when she woke up, the last person beside her when she, all that happened was him, so maybe she thought he had stabbed her. So anyway, she wakes in confusion and tells him to get away, and he goes off fussing and fussing.
Yes.
But it's good to see that the family bands together for
Yes.
when stuff happened. So everybody was there for Victoria. And then she said, when can I go home? When can I come home? And the parents are like, come home. Aren't you? No, nope, I'm coming to the ranch.
Oh, okay.
And it's like,
And Victor's just like, yes.
yes. And Billy will not be allowed to on the ranch. And she's like, yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
You don't want him there. So.
She's like, oh no, please, if he wants to see the kids, he can see the kids elsewhere. He doesn't need to come onto the property at all. And it's like, oh.
Yes, so everybody was good with that. So then we went to Victor with Newman. He needs someone to step up because Victoria is going to be sick and away for a while. So he needs someone to step up. And he's talking to Nick about it, and Nick is like, hey, no, I ain't doing that. And we know Nick is not stepping in whatsoever. And Victor is like, well, that only leaves Adam. And Nick is, well, you can't trust Adam. And Victor's like, well, if I can't trust Adam, wink, wink, nod, nod.
You? And he's like, no, not gonna happen.
That's not happening. You have lots of executives you can choose.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I don't understand is that, does the person of a main corporation, the person that, for instance, Amazon, does he run Amazon alone? I don't think so.
But it's because it's a family-owned company, and he wants a family member to run the company, not somebody else. So he always wants a family person in it, which hasn't worked well for him.
None of his family want to work with him, though. He has plenty of family, but they don't want it.
So they put it out, because he's controlling.
Yeah.
So he put it out there, but Nick's basically said, no, not happening. And Nikki said, well, I don't think he's coming back. And Victor's like, well, I'm not totally giving up on him. So we'll see. But I think we're pretty sure, Adam's going to be able to.
Oh, yeah. Adam is definitely going to get it.
But Adam has thrown his hat in the rink and told his dad that he's available to help him out.
But the part that I love is when he's like, I'm just here to help, and like I'm not gonna take any control of anything. I'm just here to help you, and it's like,
but let's see how he works.
Yeah, okay,
yes. Then we were on to Phyllis and Abby. Now the Phyllis and Abby thing, I really don't understand because Phyllis is old enough to be Abby's mom, and they're making them equals,
right?
And I hate that. That's crazy. But they have a real cat and mouse game going.
Very much so. And they're very catty. The both of them are very catty. So it's like, come on. Eventually somebody has to be adult in the situation.
Well, not. It's Y&R.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Abby has lawsuits coming left and right, and that they're coming because Phyllis is instigating them to push Abby out. So, somebody asked Phyllis if she really wants the hotel.
Oh, it was.
Why did she really want the hotel?
It was. What's her name? Amanda.
Chelsea.
Amanda.
It's either Amanda or Chelsea.
Amanda
Said, what does it really mean to you? But the question was asked of Abby first, and she thought about it, and she gave an answer of why she loved the hotel and so forth. And then it was asked of Phyllis later on, and Phyllis was passionately telling why she wants the hotel.
Very passionate.
And, and as she was going through this, Amanda's looking behind her, and she's like, oh, she's behind me, isn't she?
Right?
And Abby was, and she had somebody with her, and she gave the paper to Phyllis that, you want the hotel so badly, then,
and this is yours. Enjoy. I'm going to go and get the hotel.
No, but before that happened, I thought, she has, stepped up and she's above Phyllis in her cattiness. And she's going to walk away. And I thought, oh, good. She took the high ground until she dropped the next shoe that I'm just going to go build a bigger, better hotel next door.
But the hotel is going to take 2 years to build. So what? Is she just going to sit around for 2 years? Well, I'm sure she has enough money to just sit around for 2 years, but
we'll see how that works for them. So then we're on to Kyle and Summer.
Oh, God.
They're supposedly working away in the office on this big deal that they're working about. But the two of them are having their daydream about each other.
Like, at first I was like, this must be a fantasy. Because it's like he walks into the room and she jumps him. And it's like, I love you so much. And then he snaps out of it. And they're sitting there at the desk and it's like, oh, okay.
Okay, he was fantasizing.
And then the next moment you see her and him sitting on the couch and she's like, and it was him that attacked her. And it's like, oh no.
Her fantasy.
Fantasy.
And then she's laying back on the couch.
Yeah,
and he's looking at her like, what's going on?
Yeah, he's like, you good? You good?
She was deep in her fantasy. So they had their fantastic moment where, all this was going on. And meanwhile, the deal that they were supposed to be working on fell through. So there was really no need for them to be in the office. So
they fulfilled that fantasy.
Still in the office, I think.
Still in the office, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they left the office, which I can't understand. Isn't that a whole corporate building?
No, but Mom, it was at nighttime.
Oh, everyone was gone home.
Yes, everybody was gone home. Yes, everything was quiet. There was not even a cleaning lady at the place.
Not. Very good. Then we have Mariah pining over Tessa because Tessa's off working with that guy. What's his name? Tanner. She's off working with Tanner, and every time Mariah tries to get a hold of Tessa, Tanner is around, or he answers the phone. So I don't blame Mariah for thinking what's going on, because she has a lot of stuff going on that she wants to talk to Tessa about, but she hasn't been able to connect with her to do it.
Well, I guess she feels more personal about it because they were married before.
Tanner and
Tessa were married before, and they
work well together.
Yeah, they work
well
together.
He's been able to push her career further, which is what Mariah was hoping to do.
Mm-hmm.
So she feels left out in so many ways. But between this Lindsay girl, the bartender, and Theo, the two of them really goad poor poor Mariah, they make her feel so much worse than she already did.
Well, like, and it's not only that, they make her second guess everything. Like, they're like, oh, well look at this picture. Oh, and she's just like, oh.
I already feel bad enough.
It's all for publicity. Like, what are they talking about? But then she starts feeling jealous, and then she calls up Tessa, and then here comes this guy with his shirt off talking. And it just add up all of the
it
buttons.
It just everything that was going on, and poor Lola was trying to straighten her out again to say, no, it's nothing, don't worry about it. Meanwhile, the Lindsay girl was eyeing the conversation and really getting in there, listening, and she just knew when to pounce, and got herself in there, and said, let's go and have a drink together, and next thing you know, ba bam, ba boom, ba boom. And then in comes Tessa shows up
honey,
at the wrong moment.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, okay,
what's going on here?"
Because Mariah came out of the shower. The girl's getting dressed, and
they were already dressed and sitting down talking, but it just didn't look right because the girl was dressed. Mariah was in her house coat and stuff. Yeah, it was already. The deed was done. She was out of the shower and everything. She was about to say goodbye when Tessa came in because they already said, it's nothing, don't worry about it. It's between us, but too late.
But my thing is, I didn't like how the girl was sitting there and watching them fight. And yes, of course, Tessa said, you stay. But if I was her, I would have gotten up. And if I was Mariah, I wouldn't be so honest either. I would be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Something
she did.
Love me.
No, she did. She did say no, nothing happened, and she, okay.
Well, it's kind of
it was quite obvious. But anyway, so that's where they are. Tessa's walked out and stuff. So by the sounds of it, they're not getting back together because it seems like Tessa's done with the show. So we'll see where that.
Yeah, goes. Like there's some rumors that like her contract hasn't gotten renewed.
So we'll see what happens with that. Then we get to Devon. Devon gets a text, this mysterious text that he's trying to figure out.
I didn't appreciate that. The whole time I'm hoping that maybe Colin will come back and say, oh, here's the money. Well, I shouldn't expect that, right? But I didn't expect the thing would come up in a text message. Like, could you imagine getting a text message that has how many billions of dollars? So like,
but again, convenient.
Numbers.
Convenient. He was at Crimson Lights. He called Chance. Sorry.
That's
Chance.
okay.
And Chance came, and Kevin so happened to be there.
I know, right?
Kevin, the computer sleuth, was just there, so of course they got Kevin involved.
But I love Kevin's reaction when he found out that it was billions of dollars. He's like, "Yeah, man, you're a billionaire again. You're a billionaire." Yes!
Kevin had some great one-liners with that, and we'll go over our one-liners that we liked at the end of this, but. Yeah, Kevin, I love Kevin's character. He's pretty natural, and he just lays it on. So Kevin helped them to decrypt what was going on, and figured out that Devon got back his billion dollars.
It's not even like you even know how to read it. Like
it took them a while to figure out the numbers.
What does this say? $1 billion.
So that was good. So we'll see how Devon moves forward with it. He was always pretty good with his money, but I think he'll be even better about it now. So we had some heartfelt moments. Sharon finally broke down. Well, first Sharon and Nikki had some connection over both of their illnesses.
Yeah.
Where
because were they at the party, right? The party?
No, it was after for the hospital and everything where I think, I don't know, she saw Sharon somewhere. Yeah. And then Sharon had to tell her that she was sick.
Like, well, I just wanted to let you know that I'm sick. And it's like, wait, what? And it's like, yeah. And it's like, oh. Like, and then I love how everybody stops with their pettiness once they hear that Sharon's sick. And Sharon's like, wait, no, keep being petty. Like, That's our regular
That's how I know I'm better.
Yeah.
The more petty you are, the better I will be. Mm-hmm. So that's okay. Yeah, but they got together to talk about it and to be supportive of each other and recognize that family is what matters and not all this stuff. Jack and Adam also had a good conversation with them, again, about family, and that's what is important, as opposed to trying to go in to help his dad with any kind of agenda. So we'll see how that works for Adam. But the Phyllis and Abby part, where when Phyllis told... when Abby told Phyllis that she was going to do the thing next door, and Phyllis says, well, bring it. And Abby said, well,
it's been brought.
But while that was happening, Amanda was watching the two of them just sipping her wine. While the two of them are fussing between themselves, Amanda was just sitting there sipping her wine.
Right, she's just like, okay.
Mm-hmm. So I love that. That was a good scene. So we're just going to go over
a few one-liners.
Yeah, so I think Victor, when Nicholas was talking about how Adam would react with Victor in the business, and Nicholas was concerned, Dad, you really can't trust Adam. Adam is going to do this. And Victor said, well, was I born yesterday?
Was I born yesterday?
Which means I know him. I'll cover my ground. So I like that one. And then it was Chloe talking to Chelsea, because Chelsea is thinking about whether she wants to go back.
Her designing career, yeah.
If she wants to go back and do that. And Chelsea said, like childbirth, you forget the hard stuff and focus on the awesome end result. So that was a nice one too. And Kevin, as we said, Kevin has a nice sense of humor when they were talking about the money. And Kevin was referring to Colin. And he says, better to live free and poor or locked up and poor. Mm-hmm. So that's why he gave back the money, because he'd rather be free and poor, because the choice would be locked up and still poor.
Exactly.
So he gave you back the money, and hopefully he can be free. And then we had Nikki to Billy, when she was talking about Victoria waking up, and he's hurt her so many times, so make sure you stay away from her, help her to get better. And she said, you did not inflict this particular wound, referring to all the other times that he's hurt her. But you didn't really hurt her this time, but you've done a lot of damage, so leave my daughter alone. So that's our review for that week.
Yes.
February 24th to 28th. And our next week will come up March 1st to the end of that week.
Yeah, 5th.
Whatever that week. Something like that.
Something like that.
You'll see us again next time, and hope you enjoy our reviews. We're just starting out. We're just doing what we do normally. We would sit in front of the TV and have this kind of conversation.
Yes.
Anyway, so we thought we would just do it for you guys and see if you appreciate it. Hope you like it.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.